Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, today our look at the 7th Doctor era continues on with Paradise Towers. So, here we go. The Doctor and Mel Bush, looking for a swimming pool, I'm pretty sure there should be one in the TARDIS, but whatever, land in Paradise Towers, a luxurious 22nd century high-rise apartment building now fallen into disrepair and chaos. Ugh. It is divided between roaming gangs of young girls called Kangs, grouped in color theme, and the Doctor and Mel encounter the Red Kangs. They have just discovered the death of the last Yellow Kang and are plotting how to attack the Blue Kangs. Elsewhere, one of the caretakers is hunted down and killed by a robotic cleaner, which appeals to the sadistic chief caretaker when he overhears the death. The chief sends a squad of caretakers to arrest the Red Kangs, and in the ensuing confusion, the Doctor is split from Mel and captured by the caretakers. Mel, meanwhile, heads off to an apartment in which two elderly residents, Rezzies, live. Tilda and Tabby explain that all the able-bodied men left the towers to fight a war, leaving behind only children and the elderly. The only other man still loose in the towers is Pex, a would-be hero who appoints himself Mel's guardian. Okay. At the Caretaker Control Center, the Doctor meets the Chief Caretaker, who greets him as the Great Architect, designer of Paradise Towers, and then probably calls for him to be killed. Ugh. The Doctor cites an imaginary rule from the Caretaker's manual, accusing them enough to make his escape. Mel and Pex, meanwhile, have headed to the top of the building, and are captured by a party of Blue Kangs. Before the pair are free, the Kangs reveal to Mel that Pex survived by fleeing the war. Okay, then. The Doctor finds the Great Architect is named Corregnon and is reunited with the Red Kangs. They explain that Kangs and caretakers have been disappearing in ever greater numbers. While the Doctor is being interrogated, the caretakers track him down to the Red Kang headquarters and attempt to break down the door. Elsewhere, Mel has visited Tilda and Tabby again and soon finds herself under threat when it emerges they are cannibals and plan to eat her. Oh, that's not good. The Doctor succeeds in holding off the caretakers long enough for the Kangs to flee. Meanwhile, Tabby and Tilda are disturbed by a noise in the waste disposal. It turns out to be a metal claw, which drags Tabby to her death in the disposal system, and then Tilda. Pex arrives and succeeds in saving Mel. Mel and Pex find a map of the towers and decide to venture to the roof, where the luxury swimming pool is located. Well, good as a place as any, I guess. The Doctor is taken to the Caretaker's HQ again, where he realizes that the Chief Caretaker has been allowing the cleaners to kill people in the towers, but this has got out of hand and the Chief Caretaker is no longer in control. The creature the Chief keeps in the basement is demanding more sustenance and making its own hunting arrangements. When the Chief is off to investigate the deaths of Tabby and Tilda, the Red Kangs attack the HQ and rescue the Doctor. He returns with them to their base, taking with him the illustrated prospectus for the tower, which they all watch. It reminds the Doctor that Corregnon, the Great Architect of Paradise Towers, also designed Miracle City, a cutting-edge development which killed its occupants. It seems Corregnon had an aversion to people actually populating his buildings. The Blue Kangs arrive suddenly, overpowering the Red ones. But it soon becomes clear their game is over and they now must work together. Yay! Mel and Pex finally find the swimming pool. When Mel takes a dip in the pool, she is attacked by a robotic killer crab. Oh, that's not good. For a second, when I read robotic killer crab, I was like, oh no, not the macro terror again, but no, completely different. The Red Kangs know of the monstrosity in the basement, and guess what's building to the terror in the towers. The Doctor heads off to investigate and finds the Chief has been herded by the cleaners toward the mysterious intelligence, which is out to be Corregnon himself. Bum bum bum! The Doctor is soon spotted by the cleaners too, and the robots start to attack. The Kangs rescue the Doctor in the nick of time, while on the roof, Pex fails to rescue Mel, who has to destroy the crab herself. When the Doctor and the Kangs arrive, the latter taunt Pex for his cowardice. The Doctor explains that Corregnon felt human beings would ruin his creation and so placed multiple death traps throughout the towers before he was killed and trapped in the machine in the basement. The remaining Rezzies, led by a woman named Maddie, joined them all at the swimming pool and pledged to work together with the Kangs to defeat the menace in the building. Yay, teamwork! Pex pledges to help too. The deputy chief caretaker and the surviving caretakers, who have become convinced of the peril in the basement, soon join them. Awesome! The chief caretaker has now been killed and his corpse animated by the artificial intelligence of Coragnon. He now intends to use the cleaners to kill everyone in the towers and repair the damage of the filthy human parasites have caused. However, the combined human forces are now fighting back. The Doctor and Pex devise a ruse to lure the chief into a booby-trapped room and thereby destroy Coragnon. The plan goes wrong when Pex sacrifices himself to drag the chief into the trap. They are both killed, but the terror is over. After a period of reflection and Pex's funeral, the Doctor and Mel leave, trusting the remaining Kangs, Rezzies, and caretakers to build a better society. As the TARDIS dematerializes, and a piece of Kang graffiti is revealed, Pex lives. Whew, man, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Anyway, let's look at some production notes here, shall we? Working titles for this story included The Paradise Tower. Author Stephen White based his story in part on the J.G. Ballard novel High Rise, which depicts the luxury apartment which descends into savagery. The music track was originally meant to be provided by a member of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, but producer John Nathan Turner had decided that the incidental music no longer needed to be produced in-house. Instead, freelance composer David Snell was hired to provide the score, but Nathan Turner terminated the commission very late in the production as he was unsatisfied with the way the score was done. Kevin McCulloch provided the final score at short notice. The swimming pool scene involving Mel and a pool-cleaning robot was filmed in Elmswell House near Chalfont St. Giles. Nisha Nayar, an uncredited extra playing one of the Red Kangs, later appeared in a more substantial speaking part as female programmer in the 2005 two-part story Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. This made her the second performer to appear on both the classic and the new series of Doctor Who. Julie Brennan, who played Fire Escape, was married at the time to Mark Strickson, who had been the Fifth Doctor's companion Visor Turlough. Richard Breers, the chief caretaker, later appears in the Torchwood episode A Day in the Death as Henry Parker. Clive Merrison previously played Jim McCallum in The Tomb of the Cybermen. So overall, I say this is a pretty interesting and unique episode, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of dark stuff in it, but eventually things work out in the end, but still, there's always someone that sacrifices herself for the greater good. So, overall, I give Paradise Towers 3 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. We'll join me next week as we take a look at Delta and the Bannermen. So, until then, this is Hooving Queen saying, "Oh my, giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.